right, so now what happens when we have a cube here? First of all, remember, don't try to distribute and get 3w cubed and 1 cubed. We actually have to expand this, right? So it's going to be 3w minus 1 times 3w minus 1 times 3w minus 1, right? And there is, we could formulate a shortcut, but these aren't as common. And so my recommendation is just to actually cube it, right? We could do this with the shortcut, right? We could get 3w squared is 9w squared. Then we could do this times this doubled. And so 2 times 3w is 6w times negative 1, or times 1 is 6w. And then this means we're going to have a minus, so it'll be minus 6w. And then we get 1 squared, which is 1. It'll be plus 1, right? So that's what this turns into, and that's using our shortcut, but you can also FOIL it if you want. Okay, so now we're just going to have to do our normal distributed property, right? So 9w squared times 3w is going to be 27w cubed. Okay, then we'll multiply 9w squared times negative 1, which is negative 9w squared. Then we can multiply negative 6w times 3w, which is negative 18w squared. Negative 6w times negative 1 is positive 6w. All right, and then we have 1 times 3w, which is 3w. And then we have 1 times negative 1, which is negative 1. Okay, then we combine like terms. So we have a couple sets of like terms here. 27w cubed comes down. 9w squared minus 18w squared is going to be negative 27w squared. Right? And then we have these two here. 6w plus 3w is 9w. And then the negative 1 just comes down. Okay? So that's our final answer. No more like terms. It's as far as we can go. All right, now number 50. Here we have 2a minus b, or excuse me, 2a minus 3b to the 4th power, right? So this one we can actually make this into 2a minus 3b squared times 2a minus 3b squared, right? And so then we can actually use the shortcut with these two, and then we can multiply the results, okay? So the shortcut says that, okay, well, I'd square 2a, so it's going to be 4a squared. Then I multiply, I double the product of 2a times 3b. So 2 times 2a is 4a, and 4a times 3b is 12b, or 12ab, I should say. Bring that down, right? So it's going to be a negative there. And then 3b squared is going to be 9b squared. Okay? So then the same thing's going to happen with this, right? Because it's exactly the same. So it's going to be 4a squared minus 12ab plus 9b squared. All right, so now we have to multiply these together. So 4a squared times 4a squared, 16a to the 4th. All right, 4a squared times 12a, negative 12ab is going to be negative 48a cubed b, right? A squared times a is a cubed. The b just tags along. Then we have 4a squared times 9b squared, right? Which is positive 36a squared b squared. All right, so that's just the first term. Now we have to do the second term, right? Negative 12 times negative 12ab times 4a squared is going to be negative 48a cubed b. Okay, and then we have negative 12ab times negative 12ab is going to be 144, positive 144. A times a is a squared, b times b is b squared. then negative 12ab times 9b squared is going to be negative 12 times 9 is 108. And then we get a, and then b times b squared is b cubed, right? All right, and then finally we have our last term, 9b squared times 4a is going to be positive 36 a squared b squared. 9b squared times negative 12ab is going to be negative 108 ab cubed. And then 9b squared times 9b squared is going to be 81b to the fourth, right? B squared times b squared. All right, so we get all that. Now we're going to look for like terms. All right, that's a lot of terms there. So 16a to the fourth doesn't have a like term, so that's going to come down. A cubed b, we have two of those, right? So we can combine those. Negative 48 minus 48 is negative 96. A cubed b. All right, then we have an a squared b squared term. Two of those, or three of those. So we get 36 plus 144 is 180, right? Plus another 36 is going to be 216. So it'll be plus 216 a squared b squared. All right, and then we have an ab cubed, two of those. Negative 108 minus 108 is going to be negative 216 a cubed b, or excuse me, ab cubed. All right, and then the last term just going to come down. It doesn't have a like term, 81b to the fourth. All right, and that's our final answer. So it's a good amount of work. You know, when you raise something to the fourth power, you know, basically you're just multiplying four binomials together, and so that's how it's done.